Ang galing niyo lumapit sa mga tao, ang galing niyo lumapit sa mga botante. Pag magpapanahon na ng eleksyon, puro kayo tulungan niyo kami. Tapos pag nandiyan na kayo sa pwesto, sino tinutulungan ninyo?
Mga maiinit na usaping politika, hihimayin at masusing tatalakayin.
Wala ba kaming maririnig sa inyo na na para sa bayan naman, puro sarili, pero kami mga tao, hindi niyo tinutulungan, yung mahihirap, hindi niyo tinutulungan. Walang iya naman.
Mga issue sa mundo ng showbiz, kikilatisin, kichikahin. Nang nag-iisang batang Manilenyo, sino pa nga ba, kundi si Batang Maynila Toits.
Ang galing niyo lumapit sa mga tao, ang galing niyo lumapit sa mga botante. Pag magpapanahon na ng eleksyon, puro kayo tulungan niyo kami. Tapos pag nandiyan na kayo sa pwesto, sino tinutulungan ninyo?
Mga maiinit na usaping politika, hihimayin at masusing tatalakayin.
Wala ba kaming maririnig sa inyo na na para sa bayan naman, puro sarili, pero kami mga tao, hindi niyo tinutulungan, yung mahihirap, hindi niyo tinutulungan. Walang iya naman.
Mga issue sa mundo ng showbiz, kikilatisin, kichikahin. Nang nag-iisang Batang Manilenyo, sino pa nga ba, kundi si Batang Maynila Toits.
Good morning to all our honorable leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our press conference today. I'm Ryan Ponce Pacpaco, your moderator for today. Our distinguished guests are here to address the most pressing issues of the day, and we hope they can provide clarity on your questions later. I am honored to introduce from the young bloc in the House of Representatives, House Deputy Majority Leader and PBA Party List Representative Attorney Migs B. Nograles, Davao Oriental 2nd District Representative Chino Miguel D. Almario, One Rider Party List Representative Rods L. Gutierrez, and House Assistant Majority Leader and Taguig 2nd District Representative May Amparo Pami J. Zamora. Before we open the floor for media questions, let us give our honorable guests to give their short opening remarks.
Good morning to everyone. Welcome back sa ating Young Guns Tuesday. Medyo matagal-tagal tayo nawala. As usual, we'll just take in your questions about concerns. Kung gusto nyo naman about love, nako. May dalawang single po dito. Baka gusto nyo sila naman yung gawan nyo ng kwento. But thank you to our media friends. We're up to ready to take in your questions for today.
Good morning sa ating mga kaibigan sa media. The Young Guns are here and we're ready to take on your questions. And excited din po tayo kasi mamaya darating na yung ating mga Olympians. Mamayang 6:00 ang dating nila. So we're very excited for that also.
Good morning po sa ating mga kaibigan sa media. It's good to see you all again on home turf. We're excited to have your questions and I hope we'll be able to elucidate more on them. Salamat po.
Maayong buntag kanatong tanan. It's been a while. And, we welcome all questions that you bring forth. Again, in the spirit of transparency, we'll answer each and every question with utmost transparency and honesty, and based on at least what the House sees, the particular issues or maybe legislative movements that are being circulated now. So again, thank you everyone for this opportunity.
Maraming salamat po. Tina Panginiban Perez from GMA 7 for today's first question.
Good morning po. Si Congressman Paulo Duterte po ay nag-file ng bill para po sa mandatory random drug testing every 6 months for all elected and appointed government officials. Tapos meron din pong provision doon for voluntary drug testing for everyone running in elections. Ano pong masasabi niyo doon? Maybe we can start with Kong Migs as Vice Chair po of the Civil Service and Professional Regulation Committee.
Parang wala akong choice. Ako talagang inuna mo, Tina, ha?
Yes po, ma'am.
Well, with any legislator naman, they're welcome to file bills, right, that they deem fit. But as a legislator, I hope lahat naman tayo, as legislators kami dito, alam naman namin yung mga rules na we file, not just to file, but the intent is good, and I hope the intent for this is good. There is a Supreme Court case already that deemed unconstitutional a mandatory mandatory drug testing if it's going to be deemed included as one of the qualifications for a candidate kasi yung constitution naman naglalagay nun. But sana po, no, madepensahan niya to, and maganda po yung intent niya, and to defend this, you have to be able to attend the committee hearing and not pass it on to someone else. So, if this is his bill, we respect it. It will go through the process. Sana lang na mapakita niya bakit niya ginagawa to, and na it's not for any vindication of anything. It's not to single out someone because that will be unconstitutional. And sana this applies also sa local government units, because as our friends in media know, even in Davao City, meron mga 37, I think, that tested positive sa drug test, random drug test sa isang department. So, sana this applies to all, hindi lang mag-single out.
Ma'am, sorry po. Idagdag ko lang po na specified kasi doon sa bill na including the President.
So, I hope including din lahat ng mga local government at lahat. Again, kung gusto niya ganito yung bill, he has every prerogative to write a bill, pass a bill, file a bill, and go through the committee. And if he deems that fit, na tama yung wordings at madedepensa niya yun, sana lang po madepensa niya yun in the committee, in the floor, in front of everyone, and not pass it on to another congressman dahil bill niya po to. So, you know, we will follow the process. We respect his knowledge and his intent in this. Sana lang the intent is good para sa kabutihan ng taong bayan, because we are legislators to file bills for the betterment of the Filipino people at hindi para mang-asar or mang-single out or use your position to do things na may personal aspect po. So, yun. Sana po, madepensa niya at magpakita po siya dito sa Kongreso. Yun lang po.
To quickly just add on, I guess tayo naman dito, no, our friends in the media and us also working in politics are aware of the noises around. And to specifically, just to answer also directly what Tina said, to include specifically a position might also infer that there might be, you know, as much as I hate to say it, sana naman walang personal agenda, no, yung mga fina-file natin ng mga bills. In fact, what we do here in the House is we always look at the Filipino people. No? If the intent is for the Filipino people, we welcome them to file any kind of bill. And of course, it will go through the processes of committee hearings, public hearings, and we will go through the process so that we can also make the best version out of the bills that are being filed. Pero yun nga, we hope na lang to see that there should be less amounts of personal agendas in the filing of bills and more towards the vision of a better country, a better place for the Filipino people, and also just to protect then everyone. No? So again, we would call on the wisdom of we've had already, as what Congresswoman Miggs mentioned. There was also a Supreme Court case na rin, and it was also deemed unconstitutional. There were bills filed previously in the previous Congresses also targeting, or at least, including local government officials that didn't really go through because of the Supreme Court case. So again, we would leave this to the wisdom of all the agencies, players involved, but we can get also at least a clear picture on how this should go. So, ayun na.
I guess na sabi naman po lahat, but just a quick comment on my part. On its face, mukhang maganda naman po yung batas. We haven't had the time yet to read specifically kung ano po yung nandun. But I think that's the challenge po talaga sa mga nag-aaral po ng batas. Alam po natin na yun nga, nabanggit ni Congresswoman Nograles na meron pong Supreme Court case already that tackled this, and actually it was deemed unconstitutional to include drug test as a mandatory step or as qualification of candidates. So we would be very much interested po siguro to see ano pa talaga yung laman ng batas na ito. In what words was it couched? Would it be able to pass that constitutional barrier from previous iterations? And I think yun po yung talagang mahirap po dito. Madali lang po mag-file ng panukalang batas, madali maglagay ng magandang explanatory note na clickbait or catchy, pero it really comes down to the quality of the legislation. And I think we're excited, hopefully, to see our esteemed colleague na mag-attend po sa hearings and defend this bill. And we'd like to see his opinions po kung paano po ito magpapasa sa committee. And we're excited to tackle it naman po. Yun na po.
Again, lilinawin namin, para sa amin dito, maganda yung intensyon ni Congressman Paulo Duterte. Having said that, mas excited po kami na makasama siya sa committee hearings. Pag pinatawag na to ng tamang komite, excited po kaming makasama siya. Maging malinaw po tayo doon. Maraming salamat po.
Bibian Gulia from Channel 2.
Yes, good morning. Follow-up lang po. What can you say about the timing of the filing nitong panukalang batas na ito after nang mag-resign from the Marcos Jr. Cabinet, yung kapatid ni Representative Duterte? And what about, I'm curious lang din ako kung saan kayo nanggagaling when you were parang asserting na dapat ay para mag-attend to defend the bill, yung author nitong panukalang batas. And meron po bang rights na ma-violate kung mapapasa po itong panukalang batas na ito?
Well, wag natin pangunahan kung anong rights ma-violate because the committee still has to hear on this, no? Sa amin lang, on the timing, it's within his right to file, anyone's right to file with regardless of what had happened externally. Kasi every congressman, as part of their job, is really supposed to be filing bills that they think would be good for their constituents or the country. So, wag natin lagyan po siguro ng connection ang mga bagay-bagay. That's an unfair insinuation. And let's listen to the committee in any committee hearing for any congressman. If you are the author of a bill, you really do have to show up and defend your bill and explain why you want that bill to pass to the committee, for the committee members to pass it, and then later on in plenary, for the majority, at least majority of the House members, to support your bill. So, kailangan talagang pumasok, pumunta doon, at i-depensa ang bill to the best way that a legislator can. Siguro yun lang po.
Siguro in addition, and it's not saying much in addition po siguro. Tama po yung sabi ni Kong Nograles, we feel po siguro that it is not, I personally, for this representation, hindi po siguro lugar namin na mag-speculate, just to make it clear on its face, yung pagbabasa namin. Very briefly though, pero based on our reading, my reading of the explanatory note and the bill itself, I wouldn't want to speculate as to the timing or if there are any other intentions. Kasi klaro naman, wala namang nabanggit doon other than for the exigency of the service. But with that said po siguro, as mentioned, yung pag-attend po, the second part of the question po, ma'am, sorry, can we, ano po yung... Regarding the rights to violate, siguro po, we won't be able to say right away kung ano po talaga ito. We'd like to really thresh this out in the committee. Pero what stands for us, at least sa amin po with the background yung sa batas, what really comes to mind when you talk about drug tests and candidates is it was struck down as unconstitutional sa Supreme Court. As much as the intention may be good and as much as we would like to have this kind of measure to ensure that our public servants are of tip-top shape and of sound mind, ang maintain po talaga ng Supreme Court ay bawal po ito. So, yun nga po, that's why we really are looking forward to seeing him defend it. Ano po kaya yung wording nito? If it would be able to pass whatever constitutional test was imposed by the Supreme Court, these are the things that we want to see. We don't want to look into the timing or intention or speculate when there is nothing there. But we'd like to see, let's walk the talk and work out the legislation po itself. Yun na po.
Are there any additional related questions before we move to next topic? Related? Okay. Red Mendoza from Manila Times.
Good morning po. Of course, this is related, yun nga, yung file na, yung bill na final nga ni Congressman Duterte nga, is related nga doon sa sinasabing pasabog daw nung sinasabing former lover ni Congressman Torrendo, si Cathy Binag, na sinasabi nga na nagda-drugs nga raw yung si BBM. And dinamay na rin pati yung anak, yung first family na rin. So, I mean, of course, when you say the timing is not suspect, pero it's still suspect pa rin. But what is your take on this?
You know, I think we answered this already, diba? Kung sino nagsalita, whoever talks, tingnan nyo muna kung credible ang nagsasalita. Look at the background. If credible ang mga sinasabi ng isang tao. But also, your questions are unfair to say ang timing. Kung totoong magaling kang legislator, alam mo yung trabaho mo, you will not file a bill and waste the resources of Congress and time to go after one person for personal reasons. Huwag ka na lang siguro mag-congressman kung yan lang po yung gagawin nyo. Kasi hindi yan ang trabaho ng isang congressman. So, with the timing and all, we cannot speak for him why he filed that. And I'm sure the good congressman has good intentions for that, regardless of the timing. Sana lang po, no? Tingnan natin sa committee, tingnan natin how he will defend it, and make sure this is not going to be unconstitutional, and this applies to everyone. All officials, all candidates, all local government, lahat. Hindi lang isang tao. Kasi kung isang tao lang naman yung gusto mo, you don't need to file a bill, siguro. Don't waste the resources of Congress and our time. I hope that answers your question.
Just to add quickly lang, we get the line of questioning, and professionally speaking, in the standpoint of a legislator, we are trained to look at the best interests of the Filipino people, regardless of what's happening to us, what's happening to the world. Our interest is in the Filipino people and the Philippines in general. So, to preface a question with the timing of it all, I agree with Congresswoman Nograles when she says that first look at the source. Credible ba? there were many debunked, it was already debunked. The issue was already debunked way back. So, sa atin naman, to try to prod that even further might incite or might also bring about unnecessary comments that may distract us already from the job that we're trying to do. So, sa atin naman, again, as a legislator, all of us are trained to look at the interests of the Filipino people, regardless of timing. So, I just wanted to make that clear. Kasi kami, ginagawa lang namin yung trabaho namin. We are being paid by the government's money, which means that also our mandate, our direction has to be also for the good of the Filipino people, the taxpayers' money. Diba? So, we hope na lang that while this is a hot topic for the media, we hope that the words that we share regarding this topic are also hold water. And, you know, kasi once napapatulan natin ito, dadami din yan eh. Di ba? So, ayun lang, iwas lang tayo sa ganun na mga klase. And let's focus on what is important. Thank you.
Okay, Red.
Siguro in addition lang po.
Sige, sir, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
In agreement po siguro what they mentioned. Thank you again, Sir Red, for the non-controversial question. But siguro po, I think if I'm understanding the question correctly, I think it would be unfair to insinuate any other intention sa timing po ni Congressman Pulong. As I mentioned, on the face of the bill, on the explanatory note, wala naman pong siyang masamang nasabi. And for all you know, the timing might be related to the finding of 37 positive drug cases in the City Hall of Davao. To recall, this happened sometime in May 2024, recess po yan, and we recently just resumed Congress. So baka yun po yung timing na sinasabi. Maybe he sees a drug problem in Davao that has to be remedied and he wants to replicate it nationwide. So I don't know if it would be correct, and I don't think it would be fair to intimate or to suggest na the timing is related to yung vlogger pasabog, as you mentioned po. But with that said, yun lang po siguro yung masasabi ko doon. Thank you.
Thank you. Elson Gismoria from Manila Bulletin.
Hello po, just to clarify something. Anyway, good morning. Kong Pami said excited po siya na makita si Kong Pulong to participate. What does this mean? Hindi niyo po ba siya nakikita na umaattend sa mga hearing? And even kung nagsalita siya or hindi, have you seen him around dito sa house, dito sa plenary, during sessions? Just curious po. Sa lahat po, sa lahat.
Sa lahat ba? Hindi, excited talaga ako kasi siguro hindi ko siya nakakasabay lang sa mga hearing. Posibleng iba yung mga committee na kinabibilangan ko at kinabibilangan niya. Kaya excited naman po ako na pag tinalakay itong bill na to ay makasama naman siya.
Ako, siguro babalik ko yung tanong sa inyo. Nakita niyo na ba? Tumatawa kayo, tinatanong ko.
Sa live stream lang po kasi, Madam. No, I'm just kidding. But have you seen him around? Just your personal, ano po? If you've seen him around lately.
Personally, I haven't seen him here nor in Davao. So, kayo tatanungin ko, nakita niyo na ba? Kayo, yun na. Pati sa Davao, hindi ko nakikita. Gusto ko nga sana eh.
Okay. How about in plenary po? Plenary. If you look around po sa plenary, have you seen him there?
Okay, our seats are relatively close. I've seen him once, a few months ago.
Like last year?
A few months ago.
A few months
I've seen him once, tapos na I shook hands with him na rin. A few months ago. Once.
Di ba nag-date tayo sa Davao? Nag-date tayo. Kita ba natin?
Off record yun. Hindi, pero like ako, I'm from Davao Oriental and I have to pass through Davao din, no, on the way home. Ako, I cannot really say, pero yung mga tao doon naman sa Davao Airport, nakakausap ko naman rin doon. And usually, they see me more. You know, they see Congresswoman Migs a lot, they see me a lot, but I cannot speak for the rest, no. Pero yun nga, just to stick to your question, I've seen him once and shook hands with him once, a couple of months ago.
I need to know, sir, kung this year ba o last year? Wala ko.
so long ago, hindi ko na naalala eh. Pero yeah,
Sona po, Sona. Okay.
someone else sat in his chair nung SONA. Ha? Former congressman yung nakaupo doon kasi wala, vacant yung seat na nung SONA eh.
So naging seat for a guest yung...
For former congressman.
Sige po, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Another related question.
Sorry, hindi nyo pa rin sinagot yung tanong ko. Kayo ba? Nakita nyo ba?
Sagutin nyo na, kayo talaga.
Yun lang po. Para pantay tayo dito, di ba? Yun lang. Nakita nyo naman. At least kayo nakikita nyo. Okay. Ayun. At least malinaw, di ba?
Thank you. Another related question from Rosalie Cosop from UNTV.
Alright po, tanong ko lang po regarding dun sa inihaing panukalang batas, lalo na po at na-mention nyo na maganda naman po yung layunin. So, will you support the bill?
As the question to supporting, really, if the intent is to try to qualify an official as somebody who is not a user, then I would personally think na that's good, di ba? Kasi naman, you want also your leaders to be, of sound mind and of sound body, di ba? Common sense. Pero again, the Supreme Court has also ruled otherwise in terms of, the viability of this law to be passed. So, yung sa amin naman, we have to balance it, That's why the committees are there. We have to look at the wisdom of other people kasi our opinions are just our opinions. We want to see the clearer picture. So sa amin naman, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Pero kung sabi through the committee meetings, kung sabi nila na maganda tong batas, then we would also support it, yeah. Pero sa akin naman, personal opinion, it's good to know if your leaders are of sound mind and of sound body. So,
Personally, after looking into it sa committee, if really there are grounds na hindi siya magiging unconstitutional, it is equally applied to everyone, especially also the LGUs. Babalik ko nga, kasi alarming nga yung nangyari sa Davao that even part ng City Hall, 37 tested positive. So dapat may ganun din for not just Davao, all other local governments, all officials involved, government. Kasi the Filipinos deserve nga leaders, especially those working in the government, who are not doing illegal drugs, right? So I will support it after the committee hearing, and if it will really be fair and hindi siya mukhang magiging unconstitutional. Because it is a good thing to make sure that our officials know how to lead properly of sound mind.
Sobrang susuportahan ko pa. Gusto niya co-author pa ako. I mean, wala namang masama sa gusto ni Congressman Duterte. Ang problema nga lang, ma'am, as I've said, within the past 2 questions, kailangan lang sa sarili niya ay maipagtanggol niya yung panukalang batas na ito at kung bakit niya ito gusto. Kasi bago pa po kami makasuporta, kailangan dumaan muna sa komite. Ang problema po, hindi po ako miyembro nung tamang komite na yan. Ngayon, pag makarating po yan sa floor, susuporta po talaga kami. Wala naman pong masama na i-drug test ang lahat ng elected officials.
Yeah, I think we're in unison. Todo yung supporta ni Kong Pami. For this representation po, just that issue lang po on the constitutional barrier that we've already had in previous bills. But should we see in the committee that it passes that, I see nothing wrong with the bill and we will definitely support it. In fact, perhaps we could even explore expanding it, not just to public officials, maybe to certain all of government, maybe vloggers, para clear na rin yung sinasabi nila that they're also of sound mind and sound body. Lahat na. For as long as there will be a germane, valid classification in line with equal protection of the laws, as long as it would be allowed, I think we would support that.
Okay, if there are no additional questions regarding the bill filed by Kong Pulong, we will move to next topic. I acknowledge Gab Lalo from Inquirer Online.
Hello po, good morning po. Kagabi po kasi may Facebook Live po si former President Duterte. Not that we want to talk about the Dutertes lang, pero nag-Facebook Live siya. Tapos marami siyang sinabi actually, yung meron tungkol sa fake videos na supposedly gumagamit daw si Presidente ng illegal na bawal na gamot. Meron din tungkol din sa Quad Committee hearings. Actually, marami siyang sinabi. Meron din to sa Pogo na dapat daw ni-regulate na lang para meron pa ring revenue yung gobyerno. Siguro po, una, napanood niyo po ba? At pangalawa, may reaction po ba kayo regarding this? Yung mga statements niya?
Kung napanood ko, hindi ko napanood kasi pagbukas ko, nakita ko agad ang si Crystal Ball, Harry Roque. So, sabi ko, ay, wag na. Okay. So, hindi ko napanood. Ano bang nasabi ni PRRD? Ano bang nasabi? Oo, hindi ko na pinanood. Oo.
Ayun po,
Ang haba tapos naputol yung internet.
nag-react po siya may mga reaction siya regarding do sa yun nga yung fake video na hindi raw siya makapag-decide kung si presidente raw ba talaga yun. And then sa Quad Committee hearings binadnote niya yung ICC again, minura niya. Tapos yun nga po yung sa Pogo, sabi niya it could have been regulated na lang para may revenue pa rin yung gobyerno.
Bits and pieces lang napanood ko, no? Oo nga, no? Bakit ako yung nandito, ha, na ganito yung topics natin, no? Kayo, ha? Hindi, honestly, I didn't get to watch the whole thing. Medyo, parang 1 hour ata, no? Mga 1 hour siya. When it comes to the Quadcom, we are doing this because of things na nakikita natin with what has been happening. And this is the duty of us as part of the legislature to look into things na kung may hindi magandang nangyayari, especially that it's linked to the Pogo, no? We really have to look into it. Hindi man pwedeng tumahimik lang tayo. So, if, with respect to what the former president said about sana pala ni-regulate ang Pogo, this was during the time na administration po niya. So why did he not do it? Why did the previous admin did not do it if gano'n naman pala dapat? I think, like when I was still a lawyer then, hindi pa ako nakaupo during the time na, kumakalat na yung mga videos ng mga ibang mga binubugbog, di ba? Nakita natin yon mga 2020, 2021 na, di ba, kumakalat yon. That should have been acted upon. Kasi alarming na, that early pa lang. But it's only now that we're doing something about it. And thankfully, this leadership is not closing hindi sila tumatalikod sa mga ganitong nangyayari. The president is of course free to say what he wants to say, his opinion on what he thinks. And wala naman pong masama doon. We respect that. He is free to talk. It's freedom of speech naman. Saan mga sinasabi po niya, we respect that. But also, I hope things that are being said, not just the former president, but anyone, even influencers, even those who are getting interviewed, back all the things that they say with facts. Because we are living in a time na nakakatakot to spread misinformation, to do disinformation. And in the time of AI, na marami ng mga deep fakes, kawawa naman yung mga bata na hindi na nila alam kung ano yung totoo at hindi. And they deserve to know what the truth is. At tayo, na mas matanda, and even part of the government, we have the duty to make sure the people know the truth and it's backed up by evidence and facts. So, yun lang po.
I didn't also watch the whole video, no. Pero I got the piece of the yung sa fake video na inaalud ni former president. And as I mentioned earlier, no, it was already debunked. And as what also Congresswoman Miggs said, let's stick to the facts. It's already debunked, pero you try to relive that story. Medyo iba na yung mensahe din na pinapahayag eh. No? But we understand that that's his freedom of speech. We hope that the freedom of speech is also not used then to misinform. Yung sa atin naman, no, in the pursuit of truth, we hold these press conferences. In the pursuit of truth, Speaker Martin Romualdez also gave us a marching order to look into those issues, no? And yung sa atin naman, the committee meetings are public. You know, it's always, everything's live streamed. Yung Quadcom in particular din, live stream din yun, di ba? So I mean, like, mala-live stream yun, it will be a public hearing for everyone to know what the truth is, based on facts and evidence. So, yung sa atin lang, we hope na lang po that the people can discern kung ano ba talaga yung totoo, ano ba talaga yung hearsay, and na at least everybody gets to make an informed decision. Basta, you know, sa Bisaya pa, may word kami na, ang tawag namin, yaw-yaw, na salita pero baseless. So yung sa amin naman, I hope that it doesn't end up that way. Kasi sa amin, you know, nasasayangan yung oras natin, na makikinig pa sa ganyan. We could have spent 10 minutes doing something important, tapos yun pala yung maririnig natin. You know, baseless and useless. So I hope na lang, this is also a call na lang din, na for everyone to make informed decisions na. Listen intently, yes, but also try to verify the facts that are also being presented. And the facts point that that video is fake. So there is no other way to go around it. Multiple agencies have already proved it was fake. So yung, I hope na lang din na people recognize that, they keep that in mind, and move forward na lang, no? We'll look at the more important things at play.
Pero rin pahabol lang, in line with what Kong China said about facts, this is why we are doing the Quadcom, to look at what is factual, at anong ba talaga nangyari, bakit nangyayari to, and what are these things that are being tied to it, because everyone deserves to know the truth. And we are doing this for everyone to know. Nakikita nyo naman po nakaka-stream naman din po siya. So, if you want to know the truth, then follow what is happening with the committee hearings. Para, iyan na lang talaga because it's backed by resources with facts and yung resource persons who are invited and sana pumunta yung mga ini-invite, di ba? Because this is the only way for us to know the truth behind all these words and speculations and paglalabas sa videos. yun lang po.
May nag-text sa akin, hindi daw ako nanood, kaya tama ba? Sinabi niya, dito ba niya sinabi na tama ba yung nag-text sa akin? Puro daldal daw yung mga congressman?
Actually, ma'am, part of my follow-up question ko yun na kasi...
Nauna ako.
Okay lang po.
Excuse me, Secretary Roque, may crystal ball din po ako.
Ayun nga po, ma'am. Kasi sinasabi rin ni former President Duterte na tinanong siya regarding dun sa mga congressional hearings na nililink si Michael Yang. And ang sabi niya, sana raw magpresenta na lang ng ebidensya para ma-prosecute siya or madepensahan niya yung mga allegation na yun. Kasi puro salita lang raw yung mga congressman.
Parang parehas lang naman kami ni President Duterte. Kami puro salita, paano naman siya? Pero ang totoong sasabihin ko ay, sa tamang komite talaga, maipapakita, excuse me, magjowa. Sa tamang komite talaga, maipipresenta ang mga ebidensya. Saan pa namin ipipresenta? Sa reporter na naman. Di dumaan tayo sa tamang proseso, di ba? Yun naman ho ang hinahanap. Oh, nasaan daw ang ebidensya laban kay Michael Yang? Nasaan ang ebidensya? Oo. Kung nag-attend po sana siya ng hearing, nandoon po ang ebidensya. Sana po napakinggan po niya para din hindi naman po siya ang dinadamay doon, si Michael Yang. Nandoon po sa hearing ang mga ebidensya, ang mga reklamo. Kung meron po siyang sasagutin tungkol doon, pwede naman po siyang dumalo, pero hindi po siya dumarating. Ayun po. Salamat po. Hindi po kami puro daldal, Mr. President. Baka ako po. Ito na naman, mapapalitan na naman ako. May mga trolls. Tabloid na naman to. Trolls na naman. Dami na naman natin trolls. Sa TikTok na naman ako mamaya.
Mas baka ma-TikTok ka rin, ha?
Shorts na naman lalabas. Manda ka na.
Well, in addition po siguro, sorry, nakaka-distract kasi yung side quest dito.
Sana kung Rog na yung next yung i-target na ng mga trolls. Pagod na po kami.
Well, I don't know what to say about that po, no? Pero doon balik sa question lang siguro ni Gab. Thank you, Gab. Yung initial question, just in addition po, no, I don't think we'll be able to say anything about, well, you know, mukhang maraming topics as usual. And unfortunately, we are not properly informed po siguro. We were ako po personally preparing for the budget. Nalaman ko na lang po bits and pieces through whatever information it sent to us. And I think yung most important po siguro ay dun sa policy on sa Pogo. I personally don't see why there would still be that call for regulation. Nabanggit naman po ni Chairman Tenko na ang revenues from Pogo is only 7 billion. Napakaliit po yan compared to the 5.6 trillion budget that we have. It comes with so many crimes, nakikita po natin. Kaya nga po may quadcom po tayo. Worth it po ba yung 7 billion pesos? Pero nakikita natin, pinupugutan ng mga dayuhan dito sa Pilipinas. You know what I mean? So it really comes with these various crimes, and I don't think it really answers the issue po, no, regulation. Ang problema po natin, I don't want to go ahead of the Quadcom, pero nakikita pa natin dun sa Committee on Drugs, dun pa sa Committee on Public Order, nagiging front po talaga yung lisensya po nila. Sinasabi po nila, nandito sila as Pogo, ang nasa license po nila, is a certain area, yun pala ginagamit na rin yung lisensya to justify presence in other areas. As compared naman po na kung walang Pogo, walang license, then they have nothing to use to justify. So I think dun po yung mahirap na ipagtanggol na dapat i-regulate na lang when the regulation itself is being used to shield the perpetrators. So I think yun lang po yung comment natin dun sa policy on Pogo. I'm not sure if we're in a proper position. Sorry, Gaba, di ko alam masyado yung dun sa video and dun sa ICC. We'll be sure to study that. But as for yung second part po, no, yung dun to go sa congressman, and wag po sila mag-alala. Masyadong excited. Kaya nga po may Quadcom. We're there to ferret out the truth. We are now seeing evidence that probably we would say has never been seen before. And it's precisely the point naman of any inquiry in aid of legislation, aside from coming up with legislation to protect or fight these ills that we see, yun po, anything that will be collected as evidence, if it is deemed proper by the committee report, will be forwarded to the proper authorities naman. Ang kagandahan po ng Quadcom ay dito po, unlike kung normal whistleblower lang po yan na kailangan tatakbo sa PNP, magbibigay ng report, walang guaranteed protection. With the Quadcom, we have a direction, and we will be using the full might of Congress and the powers that come with it to really ferret out the truth po. This comes with the protection of witnesses. We might be able to offer certain things that would, we might be able to offer the protections and guarantees that they need to be able to come forth and present this evidence, which has never been seen before. Kung dati po walang kaso dahil walang ebidensya, dito po baka magkaroon. And that's why we have this Quadcom, and that's why I think that the people should endeavor to listen and to find out po from there. Yun lang po.
To add lang, no, with what Kong Roger saying about, yun nga, lumalabas yung mga ebidensya. The reason why Mr. Yang was named is because this was given by a witness that was under oath. So, you know, we are following processes here. Hindi to something that is a fishing expedition and all. This is really something we are looking into dahil nakakatakot, and everyone deserves to know the truth. Yun ang talaga. Yung mga ebidensya lumalabas sa committee hearings. And kung may mga witnesses that are saying under oath these things and linking to certain personalities, then hopefully ang mga witnesses then being invited will show up, because kung hindi kayo magpakita, baka siguro may tinatago kayo. We don't know. But it is best for everyone sana to be active in this, to participate in this, because this is not a small matter to link, to see the connections with the drugs, the trafficking, the illegal, the source of money, and everything else na hindi natin alam ano pang pwede mangyari. Which is why importante itong Quadcom na to, na talagang makita ano ba nangyari? Anong nangyayari? Ano ang nangyari dati? At bakit nangyari to? So, yun po.
Sorry, just a quick addition po, no? Just to clarify, Gab, if I may ask po, no? Sorry, the former president said, kung mayroong ebidensya laban sa akin, was he making reference to himself or not necessarily?
Actually, sir, hindi sa kanya. Kay kasi parang ang dating sa kanya, nalilink siya doon kay Michael Yang. Yun po yung question na pinost kasi nung mga host.
It's the host. So, hindi naman po galing sa kanya yung linkages.
So, wait, sorry. It is the host that insinuated a link. It's not Congress. Congress never, wala naman, hindi naman, bakit kami masama dito? Hindi naman pala galing sa Congress ang paglilink. Nasa sariling nag-interview pala sa kanya ang naglilink. Baka dapat questionin niya yung nag-interview po sa kanya, hindi kami. Eh kung wala naman pong link, I mean, who is Michael Yang sa kanya kung walang link? Eh yung host lang pala nag-insinuate. So bakit tayo yung masama? We're just doing our jobs here and trying to find the truth, because dapat tumigil na yung ganito.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May I have my time back? Joke lang. No, but yun nga po, precisely the point, kaya natanong po natin si Gab for the question to clarify. Kasi wala naman po kaming nakitang linkages so far kay former President Duterte. Pero one thing is clear, we don't want to preempt the Quadcom, pero nakita po natin sa drugs, Michael Yang nabanggit. Sa public accounts and warehouses, Michael Yang nabanggit. Sa public order, sa Pogo, Michael Yang nabanggit. So, there's definitely those linkages, which precisely is the reason why the Quadcom was formed. But if we're talking about linkages to the former president, as insinuated by the host, I don't think we're ready to answer that yet po. Pero wag po mag-alala, papunta na po tayo sa exciting part.
The next one is going to be in Pampanga, di ba? Pampanga ba? This weekend. On Friday. So, we encourage everyone to watch para makita nyo yung sinasabi ni Kong Rog, ang exciting part.
Have you finished with your questions, Gab? Okay, next questions from Billy Vegas from Abante Politico.
Magandang tanghalian po. Itatanong ko lang po, ibabalik ko lang po doon sa crystal ball. Baka po mas malinaw yung crystal ball nyo. Sabi po kasi ni former presidential spokesman Harry Roque, meron daw pong plano na i-impeach si Vice President Duterte. Pero hindi raw po magtatagumpay ayon sa kanyang crystal ball kasi daw po mataas ang trust at approval rating po ni VP. Reaction lang po.
Secretary Roque, napakalabo po ng crystal ball ninyo. Dahil wala po, kahit sino man dito, kami po ay we're in the daily briefings from Congress. Wala pong kahit anumang intensyon na ma-impeach si VP Sara. As in, wala. Ngayon, bakit hindi niya nakita sa crystal ball niya na nakadawit pala siya sa Pogo? Yan ang tanong nyo.
Sige, mapapatanong.
Tama na. Ang nasa crystal ball ko po ay isang maayos na gobyerno na sabay-sabay na nagtatrabaho para matulungan ang sambayan ng Pilipino kahit na may iba't ibang paniniwala at iba't ibang opinyon, ay iisa pa rin ang layunin na matulungan ang ating mga kababayan. Yun po ang nasa crystal ball ko.
Isingit ko lang po ba for my last question. In reaction lang po dun sa isasagawang transport strike against sa modernization ulit, 3 days daw po ulit.
Opo, thank you, Boss Billy. Sa transport strike po, we've already had multiple hearings dito sa Committee on Transportation that resulted actually in a resolution urging the President to delay or at least study yung ating PUVMP. The same day that we filed that resolution, nag-action naman po yung executive in which they delayed it from March, I believe, to April. But the President has already made a declaration na 7 times na pong na-delay ito. And it seems to be a clear intention from the President and the executive na itutuloy po yung PUVMP. So in which case, tayo po sa Kongreso, we can only go so far as to suggest through our inquiries or legislate if ever we feel that we would crossing paths. Despite all these numerous opinions, klaro po yung sabi ng Presidente and it will be pushing through despite any objection. So with that, we just hope po siguro na mag-cooperate na lang po siguro ang ating mga groups involved. Hopefully, kasi yun po yung mangyayari. If they do not cooperate in consolidation, sila po yung mawawalan. It seems that the executive will not change their mind to the extent though that what we can guarantee is that we will continue to monitor yung ating mga concerns dito sa halimbawa pagbigay ng prangkisa through consolidation sa mga corporations or co-op. Yung mga issues na yan, patuloy pa rin po ang monitoring. We will continue to exercise our power of congressional oversight. At yung doon po naman sa concern rin natin on hilaw pa po yung PUVMP in relation to consolidation, we are still urging the LTO, the LTFRB to come up with a proper route rationalization plan. May mga pagkukulang, tama po yun sa LTO and LTFRB or the DOTR in general when it comes to the PUVMP. But for as long as that is the decision of the executive, that is the direction, then all we can do is expend all our efforts to support the same and to keep the interest po ng ating transport groups in check. Yun na po.
Thank you, Billy. Next questions from Marian Enriquez of TV5.
I would like to ask lang po yung comment po ninyo. Kasi si Senator Bato de la Rosa, mayroon po siyang privileged speech and nag-raise po siya ng concerns doon, saying alarming daw po yung mga statements nila Justice Secretary Remulla and Sergeant Guevara regarding nga po doon sa policy ni PBBM sa ICC investigation. Saying, di ba, recently sinabi ni Remulla na the DOJ will not interfere should the Interpol po mag-arrest na ng mga pinangalanan sa complaint, and si Sergeant Guevara said na the government cannot stop ICC from visiting the country to investigate the drug war. He also asked his fellow senators po if they are willing to enact a law prohibiting any state agency from cooperating with the ICC. Would you like to comment on this? And kayo po, personally, isa-isa, ano po bang stand nyo rito? Should the government and all the agencies mag-cooperate po ba sa ICC?
Kasi I remember last January, sinabi ni President Bongbong Marcos that the government will not lift a finger in aiding the probe. So, hindi nila tutulungan. So, yun naman yung, doon din naman nanggagaling si Secretary Guevara na hindi nila tutulungan, pero hindi rin sila gagawa ng kahit anumang paraan na pagbawalan ng ICC na pumasok sa bansa. So parang hindi naman kumukontra sa sinabi ni President Marcos yung actions ni Secretary Guevara at ni Secretary Remulla. Dahil malinaw naman, again, sinabi lang ng Presidente na that the government would not lift a finger in aiding na tulungan yung probe ng ICC. So parang wala namang kontra doon.
I think if you remember, when this whole ICC thing started, Senator Bato said hindi siya takot, di ba? Or may sinabi siyang ganon. And then later on, bigla siyang umiyak. Kasi meron daw siyang mga grandchildren. Ngayon, he's saying, what did he say? Unfounded?
Alarming daw yung statements.
Alarming yung statements. Why is it alarming? Why? Where is this coming from? Kasi kung wala naman anything, di ba, kung wala ka namang kasalanan, why would you be alarmed? Ako lang I mean, I don't understand also why that's his reaction. He has every right to react, sure. But also ask yourselves, bakit for him alarming? What's there? Saan nanggagaling yung ganon? Kasi even for me, even for us, I don't think it's alarming because wala naman dapat nangyayaring anything for ICC to see. Dapat.
But do you think the government po should cooperate po with the ICC investigation? Kayo po personally as a lawyer.
We shouldn't stop with whatever the ICC will do within their mandate. If they want to come in, wala tayong gagawin. With the same direction as what the admin said. We will not lift a finger. We will not also aid. They can come here to the Philippines and look, and we will not do anything. We will not do anything. It's up to them. They're independent body to see what they can see. As long as they respect our laws, they do not do anything to torture, to threaten, or to get anything, diba? Basta they respect our laws, they come in peacefully, and within the treaties that we have with the other international community, that we respect our autonomy and us being one republic, diba? Basta hindi sila manggagalaw na manggugulo at mananakot at walang breaking of laws natin.
Just to comment on that po, no, I can't speak on behalf of the rest of Congress, but of course, ako po personally, I have a stronger sentiments on this. It could be recalled that together with Kong Abante, we filed a resolution urging the executive to cooperate with the ICC. I still stand by that position, although we respect the executive kung decision po nila is not to help, but at least that they should allow it to happen. Kasi po, we still believe, I stand strongly on that, the ICC still has jurisdiction. Withdrawal from the Rome Statute does not preclude the jurisdiction that was vested upon them from the period of which is questioned, which is until 2018 or 2019, I believe. So, nandun pa rin po yung position ko, personally. But with that said, I would understand siguro po, not understand, I would respect the right of the good senator to express his fears, doubts, or objections to the move of the executive. But as Congresswoman Nograles said, I don't think there's anything contradictory sa ginagawa ng executive po ngayon. The President said they will not help, as much as that's against what I want. They will not help the ICC, but also, as a member of nations, I am glad that at least they will not prohibit, if that is truly the position of the executive. Kasi po, as mentioned, and in relation rin comment dun sa nabanggit niya na gusto niya po sana may batas that would prohibit officials to cooperate. I think this sends a very wrong signal. The executive right now is really leaning towards a more open foreign approach. We're a member of the community of nations. We're seeking foreign economic support. We're seeking foreign defensive support for the West Philippine Sea. Tapos we're gonna ask all of these things only to say, puro sa atin lang na, halika, defend the West Philippine Sea with us. Halika, invest in us, but we will not cooperate with you. Parang I don't believe that is the right signal that we would be giving off the wrong signals if we pass such a bill. So most respectfully, I disagree with that proposal.
Thank you. Kay Kong Tami, you think po sa crystal ball ninyo, makakapasok yung ICC at magkakonduct ng arrest? When is that?
Ano ulit, Miss Marian? Lumabo.
Yun lang.
Ano ulit? Pakiulit.
No. What do you think about the ICC entering the country?
Nasa sa kanila yon, Miss Marian. Again, kahit ayaw ni Kong Rog, ang pronouncements ng ating Pangulo ay hayaan sila kung ano man ang gusto nilang gawin, pero hindi sila tutulungan. So, problema na po ng ICC yun, Ms. Marian.
Thank you.
To add lang quickly, I completely agree with Kong Raj in terms of in the language of what he explained with the prohibition. So, do I understand correctly? He wants a law and mandating all government agencies to stand up against. So, yun nga. Same as what Kong Raj said, it sends a very, very wrong signal talaga. I would understand siguro in the defense of our country, then that would make sense, no? To repel, it would be a whole of government approach to repel those that have hostile intent towards us. Pero this is the ICC conducting an investigation, no? And for them to investigate, as what the President already said, now we will not help them. We will not lift a finger. Pero let's not also be hostile to them. There's no need naman eh. Common sense also dictates na yung sa atin naman, we're not trying to pick fights. No, we've already established that we are a nation that wants to make more friends. We are a nation that wants to get the help of other nations to protect our very own country. So, on the context of, let's say, West Philippine Sea, why not? Sige, let's just make, kung kaya gawin ng batas na, okay, lahat ng government agencies, defend. Pero to show hostility in that manner is unwarranted, no? Unnecessary, unwarranted, and I hope na that's not the direction that this takes. Sa akin lang, again, I completely agree with Kong Raj, no? Let's just be civil about this one. Thank you.
Okay, Marian. For today's last question, may I call on Mr. Big Samintak from Net 25.
Magandang hapon po. May we know your thoughts lang po regarding din sa issue sa West Philippine Sea when after the President Marcos has strongly condemned the incident and the AFP has described it as dangerous and provocative action by China's Air Force. I'm referring to the incident where the Chinese Air Force used players in the path of a Philippine Air Force plane over Baco de Masinloc. And recently, the Department of Foreign Affairs announced that their decision to file a diplomatic protest regarding that incident. So, sinusuportahan niyo ba yung action ng DFA regarding that issue?
Thank you, Sir Vic. Siguro po ang comment po natin in this, I cannot speak on behalf of Congress, but I'm pretty sure everyone will agree. I don't think may kukontra naman dito. We support 100% the diplomatic protest. China has been finding creative ways of using gray zone tactics. Dati, dun sa West Philippine Sea, they would find ways of having actions to deter us short of war. And ngayon, kahit sa air, meron na po silang mga paraan by using flares. So we agree with the position of the President. We agree definitely, and we support the diplomatic protest that is being filed by the DFA. And you can count on our support more than just words. I believe Speaker Romualdez also mentioned before pagpupulong po ng Army, ng AFP, that he says that he will support whatever is needed dun po sa ating AFP in the defense of the country. Personally, I think all the congressmen here are excited to hear Secretary Chodoro's proposal for the next budget, and they can count on our full support po dun. We will be supporting their budget, whatever that they may need, for as long as kaya po ng fiscal space. We will also be looking into, today we are having budget deliberations for Secretary Manalo. And I believe that one talking point there would also be whatever logistical support na kailangan po nila tungkol dito sa mga diplomatic protests. So definitely I think Congress will be supporting this.
Have you finished with your questions, Vic? Okay, thank you. But before we conclude our press conference, I invite our honorable speakers to give their short closing remarks.
Medyo hot topics in terms of localities kasi nagkatugma din na medyo from the area yung kami dalawa ni Congresswoman Migs. Pero I hope that we sent a clear message, no? It was unbiased, it is factual, and I hope na this sticks, no, to our viewers, to listeners, and I hope this also continues then. Na we stick to the facts, we stick to evidence, and we also make informed decisions, no, based on what we know from credible sources. That being said, we would always welcome questions, no, and we will always be as transparent as possible, without without any shade, without any prejudice, without any unbiased opinion. Biased opinions. And we thank you all, no, for giving us again another opportunity to relay and to also inform everyone then based on what we stand for, no, which is again the betterment of the Filipino people. So daghang salamat sa tanan ug maayong hapon.
To all our friends in media, thank you for your time, your questions, hot topic nga. And hopefully, no, with what we have answered here, hindi siya magkakaroon ng mga insinuations that would make it a bigger problem na wala naman problema. We answered everything as fair as we could, straight to the facts. And I hope everyone who watches not just this, but also other things na nakikita natin online or TV or whatever interview, you do make an informed decision. When you watch it and look at the facts that come with it. We encourage you, especially lalo na ngayon, to watch the ongoing budget deliberations, especially and the Quadcom, para malaman nyo ng mga lumalabas na mga ebidensya at lumalabas na mga bagay na may basehan naman po. And hopefully, we will not be misquoted here or mga may lalabas na siguro na crystal ball kasama ang mukha ni Kong Pami kasi because we do know, I think our friends in the media know how vicious social media can be and how bits and pieces of what we said would be misconstrued and may mga insinuations. Hopefully, this will not be done to create a big fight or to create something na pinagdudugtong na wala naman talagang dapat na mga ganun na ginagatong. So thank you for this for our friends and mayong hapon kanatong tanan.
Ma'am, hindi na po crystal ball ang topic natin. Ang politika kasi ganyan talaga yon, ano. Merong nag-aaway, may nagbabate, sunod na araw bati na ulit o magkaaway ulit. Pero ang mahalaga na mensahe para sa amin and sa ating mga kasama sa gobyerno ay tuloy-tuloy lang dapat ang pagtatrabaho. Hindi dapat tumitigil ang trabaho natin at pagtulong natin sa ating mga kababayan dahil lang pinapasaringan tayo ng mga tao, ng mga mapanulsol na tao na mag-away-away tayo. Pero at the end of the day, kailangan tulong pa rin tayo ng tulong sa ating mga kababayan. Yun naman ang ating mensahe. Kahit ano pa ho ang mga issues, ang mahalaga ay natutulungan po natin ang mga taong bayan. Maraming salamat po ulit sa ating mga kaibigan sa media. Sana po, wag niyo pong akong lagyan ng crystal ball pag nilagay niyo po ako sa inyong mga balita. Salamat po.
I think it's well beyond that po, no? Talagang may lalabas na crystal ball dyan. But with that said, gusto ko po yung nakikita ni Kong Pami sa crystal ball niya with the future po ng ating bansa. But as the President said and quoted, all it takes for evil to succeed is that good men do nothing. Yun po yung problema po natin ngayon and that's why we're here with you, our friends in the media. So we thank you po. Maraming salamat sa inyong oras. We thank you for being our partners. Let's keep ourselves informed. Let's keep ourselves vigilant. No to peke, sa totoo lang po tayo. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Leader Migs Nograles, Assistant Majority Leader Pami Zamora, and Representatives Rods Gutierrez and Chino Almario. To everyone, maraming salamat po uli. Magandang hapon po.